Hello gamers, it's Nyce. I hope everyone looking for a shockingly good heavy armor build is having a nice day. Today I am excited to finally bring you my Mjölnir build for Season 10 of New World and beyond. I have been working on this for a while, testing a lot of different setups, looking into the new perks and everything like that, trying to min-max, and yeah, I think we have something special. The damage will surprise you, and that makes this heavy armor build catch a lot of people off guard, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the opening clip. I will have a lot more PvP at the end of the video after we go over the Theorycraft and the build. There will be timestamps in the description if you'd like to skip over some sections or stop and watch for later. So with that all out the way, let's kind of get into the main thing of the build, which is obviously the Mjölnir hammer, and this is insane. So the Spark of Mjölnir artifact, what this is going to do is convert 99% of our hammer damage, which is usually strike damage, to lightning damage. And we're going to also deal 20% more lightning damage with both weapons. So essentially, we're just going to get 20% more damage, which is kind of insane. So strike damage is seldomly sourced as is, but lightning damage is sourced even less because there's no lightning weapons per se. There's really just the lightning artifact, Spark of Mjölnir, and then the bolt caster, and then unless someone split gems their fire staff or something with lightning damage, you really don't run into it that much. Thus, no one's going to specifically build against lightning damage, or at least maybe they will after this build gets popular. And what's really cool is this works on both of our weapons, so we can put a lightning gem into our secondary weapon and then it'll work there as well. So let's take a look at the other special thing about Mjölnir, and that is Spark. Mighty Gavel causes a lightning strike that inflicts a 30% weaken for 7 seconds. This is insane. Obviously, the less damage that our target deals to us, then the more tanky we are. And we have a lot of weakens on this build between Shockwave, Shield Rush, and now this gavel, which is really cool. Now the Mjölnir comes with a skill slot, and it'll already have this crippling mighty gavel charm on it. Now I decided to keep it in there. I thought it was convenient that it came with it. This one is a little interesting. So it inflicts a slow, and we deal more damage to people that are slowed. This is really cool. I do, however, think you should probably put Sundering Shockwave on your weapon because it makes the rend bigger. We have it here on our necklace just to skip ahead, but yeah. Feel free to put Sundering Shockwave on your weapon, which is going to be about, I think, a 14% rend, and then feel free to put Crippling Mighty Gavel somewhere on the offense slot on your body, perhaps. You then have an offensive slot, which is lightning harnessing. That's what I have here. Feel free to stack a lot of lightning harnessing because that's going to be even more damage. Let's go ahead and talk about our secondary weapon. We're obviously going to put a lightning gem into our sword because we do 20% more lightning damage, and that's pretty cool. It's going to split our damage between slash strike, and then we're going to have lightning as well. This is not best in slot, but it's just the best that I had. Obviously, this Abyssal Attunement, maybe we want this as a lightning attunement, and if I didn't already highlight it, Shock Attunement on Mjölnir also helps us a lot. Now we have Abyssal Attunement, and the attunements do share cooldown, so maybe you don't want lightning, but the chances of them stacking within that 1.5 seconds is, not high. So I would like a lightning attunement. The rune glass is the mandatory part. I would even trade this attunement for Keen Speed, even something like Sure Footing for utility, but I think Keen Speed is really your best bet there. You have Enchanted Ward. So I have 2 defensive slots and 1 offensive slot. We're going to be stacking all 3 of these. So the Enchanted Ward, we have 5 pieces. This is going to mitigate ranged musket users. This is going to mitigate any basic attack. So it's just a really good perk to have. Shuriken Heals, even in heavy, we're dodging a lot. We're going to time our dodges. Heavy dodges cost a lot, but we have ways to get around that with one of our rune glasses. But just be smart and pay attention to your dodges. So Shuriken Heals is really good. Leeching, this is insane. It doesn't show it here on the weapon, but we essentially will have 5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 leeching. And this is insane. I highly recommend everyone stacking to leeching. I'm established in this meta right now. It's kind of gross. You essentially can get Blood Drinker in a can. So I think it's 4% at 800 gear score, and so let's say you get 5 pieces. That's 20% of all damage you deal. That's literally Blood Drinker in the form of offensive charms. Now, obviously, you'd have to sacrifice some other offensive charm slots, so you got to make sure you have a couple, but it's really good. So I really highly recommend you guys look into that. It's the The thing is, artifacts lost their ability for you to fix their perks. So I used to have Trinkets Recovery on my Spark of Mjölnir. Well, now that's the Shock Attunement, right? So we don't really get our Trinkets Recovery heavy attack. So that lifesteal, that's a lot of lifesteal missing from the build. However, the new leeching kind of makes up for that. So let's go ahead and go over the armor here. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I will let you know what the best perks are. I kind of did a video showing what you really want to look for. Don't look at this gear as literally you got to have exactly this. However, there are some mandatory things. Lifestealer's Drought is another insane form of lifesteal that I feel is being slept on, and not enough people are talking about this, especially for a 1vx or outnumbered PvP enjoyer. This perk is insane. Especially combined with our leeching, right? So Lifestealer's Drought. All hits gain 15% lifesteal, and the power of lifesteals is increased by 15%. That includes itself, as long as you have not used a survival potion in the last 13 seconds. That's gonna be your regen pot or your health pot. That is actually wild. And you'll notice in the PvP clips, probably notice in the first one, and I'll have some more clips at the end, but I'm getting a lot of healing based off the damage I did. Conditionings are huge this patch. You can get like 3 or 4, I think, on one piece of armor, which is wild. You always want a gem slot in all your gear. However, if you don't have a gem slot in every piece, like say you got a piece missing or 2, for example, I don't have it in my jewelry at the moment. If you don't have that, be sure that you're making up for it somewhere else. If you're making up for it, then it's fine. Like if you got like a crap ton of conditionings, but you're missing a gem slot, you're probably better off of what you got, right? Like if you have a piece with thrust conditioning, fire conditioning, void conditioning, missing that opal is not going to be the end of the world. However, do prioritize getting gear with a gem slot. It's important for mitigation, and we're doing rune glasses in the armor this season. The reason why is there's really no downside in running a rune glass. It's just better. And so we do 20% more lightning damage. Well, each rune glass is going to give us 2% more lightning damage. That's 5 times 2, 10% more lightning damage just from our rune glasses alone. And this is why we're hitting so hard. So 20% from Mjölnir, 10% here, a couple pieces of lightning harnessing, get you lightning damage on the ring, and you are sitting fine. That's before all your other damage buffs. It's really good. I'm pretty sure it counts towards Empower Cap, but you just want to keep stacking as much damage as possible. Highly recommend. And of course, Shuriken Heals Enchanted Ward. Feel free to mix and match what you prefer. Maybe you only want 3 pieces of Enchanted Ward or whatever. I would highly recommend the Shuriken Heal still though. I talked about this chest piece in a previous video. You get this from the Catacombs. It costs you 10 gold crowns. And this infix that you see here called Elemental Hunger is guaranteed from the chest piece. And you want to make sure you have the load that you want, so make sure you have a heavy chest equipped because it is loot bias. And this infix is kind of wild because it does not require the set. Like this set does not matter. So what this is going to do, while we have no elemental charges, which we can't obtain because we're not using the set, while you have no elemental charges, you take 5% less elemental damage. This is insane. This is more than a value of about 2 opals. Like this is a lot of mitigation for free. I didn't get the worst roll. Mine's came with flame conditioning, abyssal conditioning, and gem slot and a defense slot. What is best in slot is a unique perk to the chest called Vital Synergy, and I'll have it here on screen. I'm going to try to roll to see if I can get this. And essentially the reason I would want this perk is it will be even more lifesteal. Another good shout would be stacking Shuriken Fort if you didn't want to stack Shuriken Heals, by the way, or you could just do them both because Shuriken Fort is a fixed perk and Shuriken Heals is a slot, obviously. But yeah, just wanted to give another shout out. Now I'll try to mention honorable mentions like a Shuriken Fort, which is amazing, especially in heavy armor. So definitely look into that. So you don't, like I said, you don't need to have these exact perks. On my hand, I got 2 defensive slots. Very important skill slot here, Fortifying Shield Rush. This is going to be another weekend, and the weapon perk will give us Fortify, which is insane. We got our Rune Glass and another piece of Thrust Conditioning. Obviously, I wouldn't mind this being something else. Another honorable mention besides Shuriken Fort will be Mortal Aggression, which I really like. You kill something and you get a lot of health, so that'll be something good to have instead of this other piece of thrust conditioning. So we have the Freedom Artifact. Now, cool change is Freedom no longer really has a cap. Like it's capped at like 90 something percent. Even just equipping freedom, which by the way comes with this one piece of this freedom charm on it. Just with this, I feel so good outnumbered. And I was going back and forth this whole patch. You may see some clips with me having Void Darkplate, but it was a really tough call. At first, I didn't really notice the difference with Void Darkplate's negative. So if you're not aware, Void Darkplate gives you 20% armor, which is amazing if you have this artifact and don't have freedom, or, you know, honestly just choose what you want. But this artifact is amazing. However, it did get a nerf. Its equip weight was increased, which doesn't matter unless you're trying to use this in like a medium build. But this negative right here, take 8% increased block damage. Man, I actually start to feel it. At first I was like, oh, it's no big deal, who cares? But that's because I had a sturdy shield. I've since changed out my shield, and not having sturdy on the shield, which by the way will cancel out that negative Avoid Darkplate, you really feel it. And honestly, freedom has helped me get out of more situations, being able to like recover quickly from like a shockwave or anything like that. And you'll notice the value inside of some of the clips. It just feels really good. I put my appropriate, you know, enchanted ward, trick and heals. Feel free to stack into more freedom, honestly. Remember, heavy gets like 20% freedom at base. The artifact's gonna give you another 20, so you're at 40, and then the one that comes on it, you're at 50% already. I don't think you need to go really higher than 60, 70. I mean, at that point, you're gonna be able to break out a shield bash, but honestly, just as is, I felt fine, but feel free to go even more if you wanna be really safe. And honestly, those are really the only two artifacts I would recommend for a heavy weight load build. And here's what we have on the feet. Flame conditioning, thrust conditioning is always really good, especially being anti-range. Something I want to go ahead and point out from this chest piece that I forgot to is energized physical ward. So this one's an onyx, but that's not really what I'm wanting to pay attention to. +1 stamina on hit. You want to have at least one of these in. So it's not really 10%, it's really 8% lightning damage I'm getting from my rune glass, because one of them I would like to do, I want to do plus stam. This is a huge difference. If you go back and watch that first clip, you'll actually see this come into play a couple times, I think. And basically with heavy, you only get 2 dodges now. And so you have to dodge, wait a little bit, and then you can dodge again without being exhausted. Well, this way you can dodge, hit, you can dodge. So it actually makes a huge difference getting that +1 stam, because I think the stam pool is still 100. Each dodge costs 50, but you dodge, hit 1, you'll have 1 stam left over. Thus, you do not get exhausted and you're fine and you're not a sitting duck. Next up is our shield. Now, I've gone between a lot of shields. If you have a best in slot shield from last patch, feel free to keep that one. But this is the best one I feel I have. The best in slot perks you want. So mandatory, you want a skill slot, because you want accelerate resolve on the shield itself. If you got a great shield but doesn't have the skill slot, feel free to put accelerate resolve on the body, but definitely try to get it on that shield. The reason I love this shield is because it has a gem slot, and this is pretty rare. Like they're around, but they're decently rare to get the gem slot. And I did do a test. These opals or these gems do apply on both bars. So this is essentially a free armor slot. Think of it as like having a 6 armor piece here, because not only do this gem apply on both bars, and obviously you can't put a rune glass in here because it's not armor, so you just put a regular opal or onyx here. But these the conditionings or protections work on both bars, so that's really good. We also got an offensive slot, so we were able to squeeze another piece of our leeching in there, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, feel free to still use your old best in slot shield, which looks something like this: sturdy shield defense, sturdy fortification, and accelerate resolve on the weapon. Obviously that shield defense could be changed for something else, I guess, but yeah, this is an example of something that will still work from last patch. So yeah, for our jewelry, so we are far from best in slot per se. As you can see, I am missing 2 gem slots, which you obviously want a gem slot everywhere you can get one. But necklaces had a huge change this patch. Oh, and just to circle back here, if you do Void Darkplate and you want to do like legs, so let's just say you want to do Void Darkplate here and then do legs here, try to get this unique perk. This perk is unique to the legs. It's called Terminal Vengeance. This is amazing. Gain 4% increased base damage for every 25% of your max health. This means more lifesteal, obviously more damage. It can catch people off guard on a turn and burn. This is a really good piece of gear, and these are the legs that I wear whenever I want to switch it up and run Void Darkplate. So I just wanted to give that a worthy shout. And like I said, another worthy perk is Mortal Aggression. But anyways, back to the necklace. So necklaces receive some huge changes, a big shakeup to the meta, because we can have three, well, technically you can have four. I've seen some with four, but we have three protection perks, which is insane for mitigation. This is like not really debatable. You want three protections on your necklace. It does so much for mitigation. I would say the best in slot one would probably be the mostly sourced and troublesome stuff. I'd probably go slash protection, thrust protection, and then maybe void or fire or something like that. Just get three. As long as one of them's not like ice or strike, which you're not going to run into often, maybe even lightning, then I think you're fine. So I would like a gem slot on this, but we got the three protections, a skill slot, and an offensive slot. And we'll go over charms here shortly. But yeah, you definitely want to get something like this. For the ring, you obviously want lightning damage, even more lightning damage for the build. I did not get lucky with the gem slot for this. So just a little behind the scenes thing. I did have lightning damage, healing breeze on this ring, fixed perks. But the recent patch took away that perk off my ring because it was considered illegal. And thus they replaced it with a defensive slot, so now I have lightning damage and 4 defensive slots, which ain't the worst thing in the world, right? So we got our hasted vigor, keenly fortified, enchanted ward, shuriken heals. And this earring is from last patch, and I think it's gonna be a long time before I replace this. This is best in slot. These are my mandatory 3 perks that I want on an earring: regenerating, healthy toast, and healing heart. Healing heart is amazing for a little burst heal, especially when we're using stone form, so we get CC immunity, we get a small heal over time, and then we get that burst heal from healing heart. It feels really good. Healthy toast is really good. Healthy toast, a lot of people don't know, but it procs healing breeze, which is why we want a lightning damage healing breeze ring. So do keep that in mind. Yeah. And of course regenerating is just good for constant incoming quote unquote healing or regen. And the sword and shield passive I think helps this out a lot. We got a gem slot, and I'm not sure exactly what this is doing. I feel like this is just doing nothing for me, but yeah. So we'll be keeping this one for a while until I can find me a good replacement. There is some honorable mentions that I want to mention. So we did say 3 protection on the amulet. Another good perk that I was looking at that's amulet exclusive is enchanted resilience. I'll have it here on screen, but basically you reduce people's basic attack damage to you by 10%. But they deal 5% more damage with abilities, and honestly I think most of my incoming damage is basic attacks. I think that's I don't think that's much of a hot take, but I think that's what damages you. And if you consider that, you know, range bow attacks, musket attacks, fire staff, you know, all that stuff is considered basic attacks, between that and enchanted ward, you are looking at a lot of mitigation. So if you get like 2 protections, enchanted resilience, gem slot, defense slot, or something like that, then you are sitting right. Stop drop roll is a decent, I kind of want to say niche mention. Like, it's not the worst thing if you get that on a good roll. There's a ring perk that boosts, I think it's cursed enchantment, that boosts your heavy attack and light attack damage but nerfs your skills. I don't think it works well with this specific hammer, but it can work with the base hammer. And for those of you that don't have the Mjölnir artifact because you're new or you're returning and you're just waiting for that mutation, feel free to go with like a regular hammer setup. You can put a lightning gem in and do something to what I'm doing until you can get the actual Mjölnir, which won't be the worst thing because strike damage and lightning damage, in my opinion, next to frost damage, is the least, you know, damage types that you see. So you can get a hammer like this, maybe the old style with the sundering clear out on it, which is not allowed anymore. Trinkets recovery I think will be the most important part, and you'll basically depend on your rends to do damage. So you got the rend from sundering clear out, you got the rend from armor breaker, you got the rend from sundering shockwave, and then you're just heavy attacking, healing, and doing a lot of damage and pressure. The good old, you know, classic warhammer sword and shield PvP tank. Now, really quick, we are going to go through the skills. So sword and shield, I'll just run through this really quick. If you want to take a screenshot, that is that. This is my setup for leaping strike. If you do go with leaping strike, I prefer the shield rush, but I just want to show you guys what leaping strike setup look like. If you go leaping strike, you do get access to this passive down here. You get to stretch out to that a lot easier, in my opinion. On crit, gain 15% haste for 5 seconds, and this paired with keen speed, you just feel a lot more mobile, and this helps you get catch those runners that's always trying to get away. So do keep that in mind. My shield bash setup, we take all this. I'll just loosely detail. There's just a lot of mitigation in sword and shield, and you want all of it. and I just do something like that. This ultimate passive is very important. A lot of people don't notice, but this also mitigates dot damage on you. So even though it's not direct damage that you're blocking, if you're holding block and you have this ultimate passive going, you're mitigating your dots and everything on you by 30%. And this helps your allies, so it's really good for support when you're just trying to, you know, your teammate doesn't have a potion ready and they want to get to that. You want to, you know, have that going for them. This crit chance is important, especially once you get that keen speed sword. So yeah, remember, shield rush, we have fortifying shield rush. This gives us a fortify, but also it staggers. This easily connects into shield bash. So if you hit them with shield rush, you're guaranteed that shield bash follow-up. You also get that weaken, which we have the shockwave weaken, which I'll show in a second. We have the gavel weaken, and now we have this weaken, which lasts 10 seconds, which is insane. Also, AoE snare for 4 seconds. Big snare, 30%. So yeah, I really like that. And then I usually take this one. It's kind of like a sure footing. When you can combine this with sure footing, it's really great. But this one's obviously not mandatory. You can trade this out for like the empower, or you can actually take this passes over here, which is really good. When you shield bash or shield rush, you get stamina back. It's just a little something, maybe keeps you from getting exhausted. Never know if you see value from that. But yeah, that's what I do for the sword and shield bar. The hammer is this is our main weapon, obviously. Amazing passives, like especially outnumbered. 20% armor if we're surrounded. You actually use this passive right here for blocking. This is really good. I often block on the hammer to like bait people, or wait for them to commit to an animation. So as soon as they commit to an animation, we're gonna hit them with armor breaker, just as like a fair trade. It has really good, you know, stamina sustain, but you also cancel out a lot of attacks. Like if something's incoming and you don't really want to trade, you can just do the block and just fake them out, try to bait a roll out of them so they exhaust themselves quicker. I think it's a really good strategy. So that's a really good passive. This one's just good for getting your cooldowns. It's very similar to this one over here for heavy attacks. This one's light attacks. Very mandatory passive, concussive impact. 15% increased damage to people affected by our debuffs, which is huge. This is yet another way we mitigate that negative 15% from being in heavy armor. Between Mjölnir's 20%, passives like this, other things on our build, we really don't feel the damage loss, and that's why this heavy armor build smacks. Shockwave is really good. Yet another weaken, a 10% weaken on the build. Small stun. If they have a lot of freedom, you don't get a big follow-up, but some people won't have freedom, so you can do a medium weave or a fully charged heavy after this hits. It's also a good, like really good defensive tool. If people are chasing you, you don't have to aim it. It's a big radius. So yeah. So over here, kind of mandatory armor penetration for all of our basic attacks. You have empower after a heavy attack, which is very important. I always try to do a heavy attack into an armor breaker, or made sure I heavy attacked recently before I go into a gavel. So really good there. Grit to our heavies, and this passive, man, I've hit like 6 to 7k heavies just because of this passive right here, which is really good, especially if they're rended. Speaking of rend, armor breaker has a 30% rend. You get grit. This ignores their armor, which is another reason why this hits, aside from the 160%. Power through pain. This is another reason I'll block with my warhammer, wait for them to commit to an animation, and then just hit them with this, making it a good trade. If someone is hit by gavel, or they hit you while you're hitting them with gavel, and you get 35% extra damage, oh my gosh. Or armor breaker, it's ridiculous. There is one flex spot, and that is exhaustive attacks. I find so much value in this. A lot of people, you know, they memorize when they're able to roll again, and this will catch them off guard that their stam's not back, and this has actually caused a lot of people to exhaust themselves. So it's really slept on. If you don't want this one, feel free to trade it on for opening act. This gives you even more damage if they're above 70% health. So if you've heavy attacked them, they're still above 70% health, and you get the power through pain, you can do a really huge armor breaker. And if you want to trade this one out, you also have the option of guarded sprint, reduce damage taken while sprinting. This even applies to damage over time, just like our sword and shield block passive does. So this is really slept on. Honestly, I kind of go back and forth between this one and that one. This one's okay. You hit someone with a debuff, you get some haste. This helps you stay on people, especially with the snare that we have on our crippling gavel. And mighty gavel, unfortunately, is not worth investing. This is the main thing of our build, I know, but stamina damage, I mean, movement speed, all that just to get grit and some crit chance and reduce cooldowns. They really need to buff this and really give some incentive for players to go back a little bit further. But yeah, this is the only important upgrade. which is going to increase our damage by 20% to targets below 50% health, which is insane. So yeah, and it's a pretty hard hitting ability, 190%. And then, like I said, it's going to apply weaken. But yeah, I hope that was detailed enough. Attributes are going to be 300 con. And here, I'll show you that really quick. So our attributes are going to be 300 con. Now, there's no real reason to go 300 con. I'm just trying to get as close to 20k just to feel comfortable as I can. The 300 con passive is removed, so there's really no point in chasing this benchmark. A lot of benchmarks got nerfed. These two on strength are still really good. The physical damage doesn't really apply to us except for half of our sword and shield damage, you know. Stam regen while exhausted, and then of course damage to stunned, slowed, or rooted enemies is always really good. This one while performing melee attacks is okay. But yeah, you really don't need to chase the 300 benchmark, but I've actually considered going down to about 250 strength and putting even more in the con just to get to that 20k range, get even more tanky, because our damage feels honestly fine. And plus my OCD just wants me to be at 20k. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna have a couple more clips here for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try to be as detailed as I can. And like I said, feel free to mix and match things, make your own tweaks. There's a lot of different flexibilities and different, quote, best in slot perks that you can get this season. I tried to mention all of them that came to mind as I went through the gear, but yeah, this hammer is really good, and hopefully it comes in the mutation so you guys that don't have it can get it. It's really fun. I don't know if I can go back to regular tank kind of hammer style with Trench of Recovery, because just hitting someone this hard with in heavy armor is just so phenomenal. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the upcoming PvP clips. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like the video as it helps others to find it. Be sure to subscribe, and thank you to everyone for the continued support. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the clips.
Yeah, target me. Yeah.
Oh, exhaust? Oh, you're done around us, buddy.
Oh shit! I thought you were already at that step.
Oh, friends here.
His friends. Shockwave.
I got my gavel coming after this. Oh, hit him! Thank you.
Got him. Oh, crescent wave.
Oh, he messed up putting his back towards me though.
Yeah. Comes back around.
Big weekend on this man.
Going after you. Armor breaks on both.
Undeaf right there. My armor breaker would have finished him. Oh! Glad he came back.
He was running from me and landed in that shit.
Yep. Oh, good dodge.
Armor break on him. Oh, exhausted. Goodbye.
Yep. Hell yeah, that's a nice little one right there. Is his friends jumping from above?
Yep, I saw it. Nah, he's scared to drop down. Dropping behind you.
Oh, he's
Oh.
Leave him there. Let him think about that one.
Oh, my heavy hit him by accident. Oh, exhaust.
I got gavel.
Bing. There goes the hatchet passive. Armor break. Yep.
Did we coordinate gavels and armor breaks, bro?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Oh, okay, I'm actually turning around. I ain't that confident today.
Hey, I mean, I'm on the other side.
Oh, they coming over here. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got some over here.
Yeah, they're still 3 on the point. I'll try to. Actually, it's more than that on the point. They really tried to fire kick me.
Oh, 300 decks. Something saved him. Oh, he exhausted himself to get back over there. I almost wrecked that heel.
I'm up behind you. I'm going for the guy up top that ran from the 1v2.
All right.
He's now running away, of course. Rid of that pylon.
Healer is king of apes.
Yep. Oh! Fuck,
He's bashed. The gravity well pulled me away from him. That's crazy.
I did a leaping strike to get away, and somehow the grab well pulled me back.
All right, I'm gonna run to that back way.
See, Nyce, if you had 250 con, that dude would have died.
That dude had 1% health. No,
Yep,
do you have a honing stone on? Do you have a honing stone on?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, then I blame E, man. That's the only reason he lived.
I blame you for being 300 con.
That man on 1% and CJ over here with criticisms. You hear this?
Yes, because you don't need 300 con.
You can't go and blame me and then
That's crazy.
try to get me on your side.
You're right.
Oh, I'm gonna die one day. Oh,
I'm on the way back.
shit. Down here. Oh, they have Zephyrs. Not that that would have made a difference, but oh, y'all are chasing.
They didn't.
Yeah, you better. Yeah.
Wait, one's to the left, but.
Oh, they're back. They're
up,
still
I
back
think.
here. Oh, they deep. This is a squad. Yeah, this is a 5.
I told you, yeah.
Oh. Oh! Murder that man. Oh, shit.
Where are you going?
Okay.
Here. He's exhausted.
My bash. Now. You don't realize he just got armor broke. 5,200 heavy on him.
There's another one. I got 2 bows.
He jumped
on me.
down. Oh, 5,300 heavy again. Let's see if I can make it upstairs.
Backline right here.
I'm probably dead here. Coming back in to help. Shit.
This match with all that bullshit.
Oh my goodness! 5,600 and a 5,800 gavel. I am just.
Damn.
This is crazy. I would like to give a shout out to Hounds and E-Man. Without them, I would not be doing this damage.
You don't.
Oh, they were dead right at the buzzer.
Not like it was on. Three.
Literally, if I just had some better, I could make this work.
on your morals.